So does the vice president have an uphill battle ahead? And how does former President Trump's indictment play into the GOP race? We do want to bring in Jesse Bryn, senior editor with The Hill. Jesse, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Natasha.
So, Jesse, does Kamala Harris have anything to worry about in 2024? And will an image boost help the VP and the poll numbers?
Well, she might not, but the White House does when it comes to trying to boost her favorability rating. Of course, President Biden and Vice President Harris both have struggled to have, a majority of Americans disapprove of the job both of them are doing. But when you look at the number who actually approve of what they're doing, there is even lower marks for the vice president than for Biden himself. And so that doesn't mean, of course, that he's going to replace her as vice president in 2024. Their futures are really inextricably linked when it comes to trying to appeal to younger voters, trying to appeal to black voters, trying to keep that coalition that helped elect them in 2020. But for the White House and for political strategists who are trying to navigate this Trump indictment, trying to navigate the 2024 GOP primary, they do want to try to pull up her approval ratings because that's something that Republican candidates are already targeting leading into the next year.
Let's talk about the GOP race as it stands, because we still have a lot of candidates, crowded field. What do they need to do in these next few weeks to stand out from one another, especially with the former president being in every news cycle right now?
Well, it's really going to be incredibly difficult for them to try to stand out with Donald Trump being the topic that is going to be driving the conversation. Of course, this historic moment of a former president, the first former president to face now federal charges in court, is going to be nearly impossible for other Republicans to break through that. And so it's going to really require them to fashion their message, have a tailored message for, number one, how are they going to handle Trump if he were to be convicted on these charges and to go through this whole process? Would they pardon him if they were president? That's something that some candidates are already going out there and making the case for. But it puts these Republicans in a difficult position. Some Republicans, like Nikki Haley, of course, going out there and saying, it's time to move past this Trump drama. But you're seeing a lot of reticence among Republicans who aren't quite ready to make that case.
Okay, appreciate the context. Jesse Bryn, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.